cuts through the noise and spin, yeah. No filter, no fear, he's going all in. Yeah, movies, games, TV shows, what truth in the blows. This is lights, camera, red, where fandom meets fury. Yeah, you know where we stand. Strap in, speak up, turn the volume to 10. And let the From heroes that soar to villains that flop, from endings we love to the ones that should stop. He'll call out the hype, tear down the disguise. Say what you're thinking but can't verbalize. No sugarcoat, no play it safe plan. Just raw uncut, that's Mr. Redman. Every frame, every game, every line's fair game. If it's weak, if it's fire, he'll call it by name. This is lights, camera, red, where fandom meets.
Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. As always, I am your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and we have a bit to talk about for this episode because I feel like it's just been bombarded with new stuff every single day this week, just with the movie news, the TV news, and some surprises that are coming a little bit sooner than expected, but I'm all up for it and 100% in for it. And a big shout out to Mr. Galactic Core Podcast for coming past on YouTube. Thanks for coming past, man. Really appreciate it as always, Annie. And I can't wait to when you come back. I can't wait to. Can you tell me? Round Morgan on here as well. Can you tell me what's the movie Wednesday or show is called? The show is called Wednesday, but it's from the Addams Family, which it still sucks. As I'm saying that, it still sucks the fact that the gap between part 1 and part 2 is so massive, and like I just hate it. Like when you go to watch a Netflix show, you want to see the entire thing. Hey, also big shout out to Get Through It to One Time. I think I've got that right. I've probably butchered that terribly, but thanks for coming past and alive. All right, you think you're going to go to Netflix because you're like, okay, I'm going to get the full show. I'm going to get everything. This is why I've come here to get it. And nah, you get beginning of August, and the other half is in September, which is really shit. And it's just so annoying because I'm like, come on. Because you're like, and not to mention, it's only 8 episodes long. So he's only 4 episodes, which you can smash out in just 4 hours. And now then you play the waiting game and play the waiting game and play the waiting game, which is really annoying, but I guess it's a way to build the hype. You know, they've done with Stranger Things, and you know they also did it with Invincible as well. Andy, here we go. I'm done with the weekly episodes. Just drop them all at once. I'm right there with you, man. Just drop everything all at once. It's just a lot easier. But they want to draw out. They want to draw out that so much. They want to draw out the fact that they'll hype for it. So, but the thing, which is the common occurrence at the moment, is that it's like, okay, we're gonna split the show up in half and half. You're gonna get cool. Okay, when are we gonna get the next season? Not for another 3 freaking years, or as long as it takes. So it's just wild to me still in this day and age is that it takes so long just to make 8 episodes. Yes, production value is higher. Yes, CGI costs more. Yes, things cost more than what they used to. But it's funny because you see a show and you're like, oh, the season ended. Boom, there's going to be one coming around the corner. There's another one next year. Just year after year after year. Those days are completely gone, which is very sad. But speaking of Wednesday, which thank you so much for me and Morgan for talking about that straight away, is that currently right now we're watching Wednesday until the next half comes out. We're currently watching Twisted Metal, and we're currently watching Dexter Resurrection as well. Sir Studmuffin III. Ooh, I wonder what you look like. Not from London. We're from Australia. Mr. Rant, as I am. From Australia. But yeah, currently watching Dexter Resurrection and currently watching Twisted Metal, which if you haven't started watching Twisted Metal, and if you really love Deadpool and blood, gore, pure mayhem, you will not be disappointed. Definitely go check that out. And for Dexter Resurrection, Dexter fans, please let me know in the comments what you think about this show. It is a lot better than I expected it to be. Don't get me wrong, New Blood was great. And Original Sin was great. So I was thinking about how is this next season going to go with the fact we know we've got returning characters coming in. Is how he's going to come back from how he's going to come back. We also got Swift. Can I get your advice on something? Can you also say Nawa, please? I don't know. No. I don't know. But yeah, how are we going with Dexter? How is Dexter Resurrection going to end is the most important question going into this. So, because I think we've only got 3 more weeks, 10 episodes roughly going around. I was going to say, I know. Swift, I don't understand if this is streaming up something to me, but all I was trying to do is let him know that fair enough. All right, Swift. Strange situation, but I guess. I don't know. Just guess I can just. Some people can take more offense than others. That's all I can say. Studmuffin III, no. Troll Kevin. Yeah, I thought it was too. I don't know. Not so Swifty, but yes. But I'd love to know if you are watching Dexter Resurrection, let me know what you think and how it's going to end. And also let me know what you think about Twisted Metal. Now let's dive into the news, which one of the very first things we need to talk about is we got the very first poster of Fallout Season 2, which is coming in December. Now, speaking of TV shows, I'm really excited for Fallout 2. However, Fallout Season 2, it's going to be New Vegas. I'm in. I'm sold. Let's go. But I'm just hoping is that it coming out in December, which, if anyone remembers, Invincible Season 2 came out in December and was split. We got half in December, next I think the other half is in Feb, is that I'm hoping the fact that we do not get a break with Fallout Season 2. So Fallout Season 1 came out in, I want to say May roughly it came out, I think. So we knew we were getting into the full season for it, which the show was fantastic. It was nominated for about 17 different awards. It won 3/4 of them and was a fantastic video game to TV adaptation going in an upper echelon. And you're damn right, Sir Studmuffin III, the show was great. And the fact is that we're getting this season so quickly is great as well. So I'm hoping that Amazon don't split it at all, because if it does, I'll be absolutely gutted. I hope it doesn't. Fingers crossed. And the fact it's going to be New Vegas, I know Amazon have a lot of plans for the Fallout TV show. I think they predicted it was they're looking at least 5 to 6 seasons, depending on hype, depending on how it goes, moving forward. Also, a big shout out to thank you for everyone who's come past this live episode. I really do appreciate it, because as we're recording this, we go live every single week. I talk about the latest news, which is roundabout, and I also review a movie as well. But This is the first time in a while we've actually done a portrait vertical one, which has been fantastic. So thank you so much for everyone coming past. Here we go. Lucifer 666. A vampire walks into a bar and asks the bartender for a boiling glass of water. Bartender says, "I thought you vampires like drink blood. Vampire balls are..." Oh, yes, I knew that joke. I've heard that joke before. I didn't want to get to the end of it. As soon as I read it, I was like, ooh. But no, definitely. But yeah, Fallout Season 2, December this year. But we do not have an official trailer yet. We do not have a teaser yet. And we don't have the official date yet. But if they drop the poster, surely can't be too far around the corner. I hope not. Even if we do get the date, it's still about 4 months. 4 months? 5 months? 4 months away. God, how fast is this year bloody going? Like, God damn. Also, speaking of what's around the corner, which is coming out this week, Peacemaker fans, is Peacemaker Season 2 is coming out this week, streaming on HBO Max. Yeah, HBO Max for Australia. And obviously around the world now, because if for anyone who thinks it's a little bit weird for me saying HBO Max, is because only 2 or 3 months ago, we finally did get HBO Max because we were using another streaming service called Binge, which basically no one uses in Australia very like this much. But now we finally got HBO Max. It's fantastic. And it's still, how the hell, Andy, do you still don't have Creature Commandos on where you are? Can't you just torrent it somewhere, download it somewhere? I'm sure it's on YouTube so you can watch all the episodes. It's a shame that you haven't watched that yet. You need to jump on that as soon as possible, man. It is really good. And it's a crime shame that you haven't watched that. So with Peacemaker, not only is Peacemaker coming out this week, but Peacemaker has been certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is fantastic for two things. Great for the fact of Peacemaker Season 2, but also for DC, which are currently going on a very solid run so far, thanks to James Gunn. So we had Creature Commandos. That was received really well. We've had Superman. It's been received really well just recently. And now Peacemaker Season 2. So currently right now, it's going on a good trend. And I hope this is a positive trend going up in that direction. Keep going up. Sir Submuffin the Third. What did you think of the new Superman movie? I thought the brand new Superman movie was fantastic. It was hopeful. It was everything a Superman movie should be. And I do love, most of all about the film, is they took a road out of Spider-Man Homecoming, is that here's the movie. You know who his parents are. You know how he got his powers. You know he's from Krypton. Basically just, let's go. Like, let's no, this is how he did this. This is how he discovered he's got two dads. This is like, it's just go. So we had that nice little description at the beginning of the movie saying he's been Superman for this long. Everyone knows he is. Let's go. That's what I'm happy about with that film, is that, and look, it's not just so much because I'm a comic book kind of guy. Yes, I've seen it so many times, but I feel like we've seen the story so many times that even the casual viewer can be like, come on, let's go. We don't need that big origin story, which is one of the darn shame things about Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, is that, they went through the origin story, but we never we never did get Man of Steel 2, but we never got that full where he's been for so long, he's been doing this, he's been doing that. We didn't really get that. Sir Submuffin the Third. Haven't seen it yet, but heard great things about it. Honestly, it is one of my top films for this year. Being DC and what's been happening recently, my expectations were a bit low, which I think was low for everybody. I don't think anyone was going in with this like, this is going to be the best movie of the bloody year, which I feel like the sleeper hits that we've got this year, that's really tiptoeing. And by sleeper hits, I mean F1 with Brad Pitt, which was brilliant, and Sinners earlier this year, and Thunderbolts. Yes, Thunderbolts didn't make the money, but Thunderbolts was really good, which is a darn shame it didn't make the money, but it was still really good. And probably one of the worst movies I've seen this year was Jurassic World Rebirth. You can definitely go check out my review for that. I thought that was just that was just so bad. No, Sir Submuffin, as in you've seen it, I'm wrong, or no, you don't think it's bad, please let me know. This is the whole point. We can rant about this. But go back to Peacemaker. Peacemaker Season 2, streaming this week. Peacemaker streaming this week, definitely go check it out. Why was it bad? I haven't seen it yet. So, Jurassic World Rebirth, it was bad because of the fact that, one, it was probably too early to get a semi-reboot sequel to the Chris Pratt era of Jurassic World movies. Two, there's a whole bunch of plot points that really don't make sense or don't need to be there. For example, there's a section of the film focusing on this family where they're trapped on an island. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but it's like, here's the main story that's going on just here. Here's the main story, but focus on this family over in the corner for no apparent reason. You really don't need to. They're just there for a plot device, and you get these characters that you do not give a shit about. I like Scarlett Johansson. I like Mahershala Ali, but this was just not the movie that blended all together at all. I'm like, we're not, and there was a reason why they don't make a lot of mentions to the original Jurassic Park and anything like that. But it just seemed like this is just for this. This whole movie was just for this, and didn't really add anything. Just raised more questions, and to kick off the summer blockbuster thing, it was the worst thing to start off with. And I know, don't get me wrong, dinosaurs sell, but as a quality of film, you could give it a miss altogether. But speaking of something that you can't miss, because it's coming out a little bit earlier than expected, which is great, is Marvel Zombies. So Marvel Zombies will be dropping on Disney Plus on September the 24th. Now, what's going to be really cool about this is that initially it was going to be coming out roughly about Halloween, because it's only going to be 4 to 5 episodes long. It's going to be MA rated, so very high, with bloody gore. This is going to be apparently brutal. Characters are going to be dying left, right, and center. So that's all going to be happening with this. People are very excited to see this drop on Disney Plus. And I must admit, I'm a big Marvel fan, but I haven't watched Eyes of Wakanda. I was over in Europe when this dropped, and right now I'm trying to catch up on it. I will get to it eventually, but it's not something I'm dying to see at the moment. Whether or not I'm actually going to see it is a completely different story, but also it kind of just popped up and disappeared within seconds. I don't know about you guys, but I saw my social media feeds that I guess it's coming out, and now it's and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. So I'm assuming if that's the case, that it really wasn't a big banger, but that doesn't mean that's you shouldn't go check it out. So I still will be watching it, but I do believe with Marvel Zombies only being 45 episodes, it is going to be talked a whole lot more. The brutality, more of that older audience like myself are going to be really excited for this, because sometimes, with Marvel, they don't, they obviously don't go very dark. But sometimes they do, especially Thunderbolts. The ending of that went darker than I expected. Not in brutality, just the themes that they were touching on. But with Marvel Zombies, if they're going the full 9 yards, that is brilliant. And I'm all up for it, because we're not getting the next Marvel movie because of the delay with Avengers Doomsday, which I really didn't realize this. Not only is it going Avengers Doomsday versus Dune 3, it is also going to be versus Ice Age 6 in the same week. We're getting those 3 movies all together. Sir Submuffin the Third. I feel like I just have to say a little more emphasis. Are they going to make a new season of Loki in the future? I love that series. Unfortunately, no. Loki season 1 and season 2, that was the plan for the show. They're not making a further one. They're not making a third one because his story is leading straight into Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So with Avengers Doomsday coming out December next year, and then a year after for Secret Wars. So unfortunately, there won't be another season, which we are going to talk about a movie later on, which with Tom Hiddleston, which made me miss Loki altogether. I can't wait for it. The Galactic Core podcast. Dune 3 will get delayed. No way to keep the same date. I know, man. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. Dune 3, Avengers Doomsday going head to head. Doomsday, just a nice little pun there. Doomsday coming up. All three going head to head. We know Shrek 5, or Shrek 6. Shrek 5 got delayed, which it's funny. I did see someone tweet. It was the reason that got delayed was because everyone figured out the plot, which I have no doubt. Yeah, it's just about his strange daughter and all this. So that definitely got delayed, but it's going in December. I'm going to be broke with trying to get Christmas presents. I'm going to go watch these movies. No way it's staying. But yes, Marvel Zombies, check that in. Also, speaking of Thunderbolts will be streaming on Disney Plus on August 27th. If you haven't seen that already, you need to go watch this film. It is overdue. So December, roughly, we should be getting Fantastic Four to be streaming on Disney Plus going at this rate. So, but yes, Thunderbolts going off this year, my prediction was correct. So, Cap 4, the lowest of the films this year, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts in that order. If you don't like it, fight me, but Fantastic Four was fantastic. Sorry, had to do that. But Thunderbolts, Thunderbolts was right up there, and it should have made more money. And it's a done crime and shame it didn't. Also, a movie that seems to be also getting reshuffled, not by a long shot, but Edgar Wright's Running Man has been delayed by a week due to, obviously not confirmed, but Predator Badlands was going to be coming out that same week, and there was going to be Running Man versus Predator head-to-head, but now Running Man has delayed itself by a week, especially the fact it makes it a lot easier for IMAX theaters. So the fact that, they can obviously space out a little bit more with everything going on. IMAX is going to be flooded for December 2026. So flooded. But, yes, so don't panic. That's been delayed. I always see something get delayed, and it's only by a week. I'm like, is that really newsworthy? Like, that's something that I feel like you just drop a post around and be like, here you go. Galactic Core podcast. Would it be a shorter film if Predator was in Running Man? Yes, it would be. And I would be 100% down for that, to see Predator versus the Running Man, because it would be very short. But then again, I would prefer it to be Arnie, because that would make more sense. Now, it's funny when something makes a joke out of something and becomes a joke entirely. So, in the past week, we've got our first photos of the Boys prequel TV show called Vought Rising, starring Jason Ackles. And it's funny because the Boys obviously, takes a piss out of Marvel and DC with all these you get a show, movie, joint movie, you get a TV show, But the funny thing is we are getting a prequel TV show of The Boys. So quick reminder, next year we will begin the last season 5 of The Boys. We'll be wrapping up the main. That will be done. We are getting Gen V season 2, which I assume that will not be going into a season 3 because it's the main timeline for The Boys. That is to remain to be seen. But we will be getting Vought Rising. So this year, Gen V season 2. Next year, The Boys season 5, the wrap up. And I assume 2027, we will be getting Vought Rising at the time. And it's funny when I say that, because I think to myself, I'm like, oh, God, how old am I? But I'll be like 34, 35 when that comes out. God damn. But yes, that is Rising, which I don't know. I'm not really excited for this. Like, I'm excited for Gen V because I want to go back into the boys' universe because it feels like too long. But and then obviously the boys, but the Vought Rising, I feel like that's way at the back of my mind. Speaking of something that's been way back of my mind until this news, is that we are getting a John Rambo prequel movie that Sylvester Stallone he's aware of it, don't know how much involvement he is, but not very much. But we are getting a brand new Rambo movie, which the brand new Rambo has been announced, which terribly to me, as I'm saying this, his name has completely escaped my mind, but we've just got an official announcement. So this guy's going to bulk up. He's going to ready to get the bod of Sylvester Stallone to get ready for this movie. There is no official release date for this brand new John Rambo movie. There is no trailer. There is no poster. It's the fact that we've just got the first cast. So we're currently, I'd say we're looking at 2027. Rambo out there. That will be coming out for that. But yeah, we do have very good. Submuffin. How do you know so much about movies and TV show? I've subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. Good man. Good woman. Sorry. I think man. Yep. Sorry. Can't assume sometimes. Because this is my entire life. I love movies. I love TV shows. I love video games. And this is completely why this podcast exists entirely. Yes, it was also when I made this podcast, we were in COVID lockdown. So we're currently at 221 episodes of the main timeline. All together with the bonus episodes, we're currently up to nearly 300, even longer. But the first 50 episodes of the podcast, I wasn't sober for every single one because we're COVID, so I drank every single time. But thank you so much for subscribing. We do go live every single week. There's a new episode every single Tuesday, and there's always bonus episodes sprinkling along going. If you haven't also, I'm going to say this, and I sound terrible because I know everybody else says it, but if you do want to also check out our socials as well. Oh God, I know this is going to come. Let's go podcast. Tell them how much you know about Clone Wars. If not, I'll unsubscribe. Clone Wars. Oh man, I know so much about Clone Wars, but we just don't have the time today, my good sir. Please check out for another episode where we fully dive into Clone Wars and how the fact that the release order isn't the same watch order and a whole lot more. But yeah, there's just so much to talk about. Can't talk about this episode. But yes, we do have our brand new John Rambo. He is locked in. Also, what's locked in for Scary Movie 6 is with the fact that we've got our two main leads. They are back from coming from the first few Scary Movies. They are back, and they're going to be in Scary Movie 6, which is being written and directed by the original Wayans brothers who did Scary Movie 1 and 2. I don't think they did 3, and I don't think they did 4. But they are going to be back. So Scary Movie 6 is shaping to be a fantastic film with the original directors, original cast. It's going to be fantastic. That is coming out June next year. There is, since the last Scary Movie, there's a lot that has happened. So I'm really curious to see how this is all going to turn out, but absolutely win the fact that we've got the original cast back. So fingers crossed on that. Also, now I'm sorry, Ballerina fans. This might not be very good for you guys. Not very good for you guys. So if you were expecting to see Ballerina 2, I don't think that's going to be happening because it's reported that Ballerina didn't make as much money as the first John Wick. So not to mention, so the money that they did lose is roughly about 96 million. Now, yes, Ballerina was set in the John Wick universe. It came out this year. I've got my review for it. I thought it was great, but it was missing some elements and slightly could have been too heavily leading on Keanu Reeves, who's not in it for very much at all. But it's really what, and not to mention, they were really pushing that from the world of John Wick. Like that, Ballerina. Like that was the whole title. They weren't just going with just Ballerina. Like the fact that that was the entire title. Like if you didn't know if you really didn't know, this is from the same world as John Wick. So you should really come and watch this movie because it's part of the John Wick universe, which it didn't do too well. Great premiere, by the way. Went to the premiere for it this year. That was fantastic. That was absolutely win. Loved it. But yes, unfortunately, 96 million is being reported. That's how much money they lost. So Submuffin the third. Which John Wick movie was the best, or should I just watch all of them? All the John Wick films have different elements that you might like. The first one is 4 John Wick films. The first one still remains as the best one, obviously because it's the first one. But for me, I like the third. I love the fourth. Second one didn't really do for me. It is overdue for a rewatch. Now with Ballerina, with John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4. But look, man, if you don't watch any of them, just watch the first one. Just watch the first one, because I still remember watching the first one. I had a mate who he had the DVD for it. Oh, God, it sounds old now, really. I know it shouldn't be, but and he's like, mate, we need to watch this film. And I was like, what's John Wick? He's like, trust me, you're gonna love it. It's got Keanu Reeves and like, the guy from The Matrix. And he's like, yes, he's gonna love it. All right, like we'll watch it. So got a couple of drinks, got fast food, loved it. And absolutely loved the film, and saw the second one, saw the third one, saw the fourth one. Even took my mother to go see John Wick as well, and she absolutely loved it. Trust me, bro. Yeah, trust me. If you like action, a good story, definitely. Where are we? Let's go podcast. For all the new viewers to your show, all your ratings on Letterboxd. Yes, sir. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, 90%. I would say 90% all my ratings are on Letterboxd, which you can find me at Mr. Rant. So definitely go check that out. But no, it's for John Wick. If you like action, if you like a good story, something reminiscent of like early 90s films, and you're a really big fan of gun fu, yes, kung fu mixed with guns, you're gonna love it. The first part, it's very depressing, so if you're an animal lover or a dog lover, that's gonna hurt to a degree, but trust me, it is well worth the John Wick ride into the sunset, which that's all going for. So definitely go punch that button. Now let's talk about the movie that we're going to talk about. So that's some of the biggest news in the past week, but I was very lucky to go to the premiere for The Life of Chuck, which thank you very much for Studio Canal AU for the invite. Now this film is, trust me when I say this film is something if you like Christopher Nolan films. If you like films that aren't exactly A, B, and C, if you're something that's like D, B, Z, and A, and E together, that's this film. Now, it does star Tom Hiddleston, Mark Hamill, Karen Gillian. It's got a fantastic cast. Matthew Lillard, if you really want to go down that road. Well, he's only in for a little bit, but that's what I mean. This film surprised me. So I saw the trailer for it. I liked it. The fact it's from a Stephen King novel is very interesting. It's currently only made $11 million at the box office, so it's not going to be a big office boom, but this is definitely a film I think you should chuck on and watch because it's shot in reverse order. So it's about Chuck, of course, Tom Hiddleston's character, but it's broken up into 3 sections. So you've got the first section, which is technically the third one, which is Thanks Chuck. Now, the really unique thing about this is that when you're watching it, it starts off with a high school teacher and his ex-wife, Karen Gillan's character, the nurse, and which basically the world it's crumbling. The world's, it made me think of COVID. Like there's been a sinkhole here, there's a forest over here, there's been an earthquake, there's no internet. The world is just like crumbling, like it's Armageddon, and people are losing hope, people are losing faith. And at the same time, there's like, thank you, Chuck, for the best 39 years. Like something you'd see if a presenter was retiring or a TV host was retiring, and these posters come out everywhere. Eventually comes into lights and eventually neon lights, and as this world starts to crumble, it makes you wonder what's really going on. Now, at the start of this, we're watching Marty Anderson as he's experiencing all this, and people try to figure out what's happening. Nobody knows who this Chuck is. Like, thank you, Chuck. Oh, that's great. So, Sir Submuffin. Sorry, what show or movie is this called? It's called Life of Chuck. Life of Chuck. Life of Chuck. So, if you're a Tom Hiddleston fan, and a Mark Hamill fan, and a Karen Gillan fan, you're going to like this. Also, and a Christopher Nolan fan as well. You're going to like it. Because it's the trailer kind of like you think what it's going to be, but it's a little bit different. And I have this, one of the lovely ladies that I always see at these premieres. I asked her, I was like, "What did you think? What did you think of this film?" Because obviously she gets to see it a little bit earlier, because she sees it and when we get divided, blah blah. And she said it's a very hard film to describe. But she goes to me, Lee, I think this is what this is going to feel me going to like. It's not very straightforward. It's about Chuck, his life, but this first section, which is Act 3, as I said, the world's crumbling. It's getting down. We are going to go into spoilers, but not too many spoilers. The world is crumbling, and then at the end of this first chapter, so don't worry, it only goes for 111 minutes, so it's just under 2 hours. So trust me, it's worth the watch. Highly recommend it as we get to it. But as you're watching it, it sets you up in like you think what the story is going to go. It's like it's going in that direction, and then it just goes straight into a different direction altogether. And that very first part, that first section of the film, or that first act, if you will, has like Stephen King all over it, all over it. So the world's it's crumbling, and then we hear the narrator, who's Ron Swanson, who's narrating the film. We find out the fact that the film is showing Chuck's life in reverse, from his death to his middle age to when he was a kid. And it's a beautiful thing to show how life can be very fleeting, how, make the most of it. If you're at a job, if you don't like, don't stay in it. Don't get stuck, because in the middle of the film, there's a beautiful section where he's basically an accountant. This is what he does for his life. But then he has this beautiful section, this dancing section with this random girl who's also down on her luck, which is a beautiful scene because it makes him reminisce of when he was a kid. They loved dancing. That was his biggest thing. That's how he met his wife, Jeannie, which is also a fantastic thing that we see in Act 1, going all through that. And it just shows in the fact that this first section was all about the people that he's met, and it's, and his teacher says to him, you, Chuck, contain multitudes of people. Ron Swanson, isn't he a comedian? Chuck, he is, but he's done in Parks and Rec, but he has done some serious stuff as well. Like he was in The Last of Us for an episode, which was fantastic. And this isn't too dark. Like as he's narrating it, he's keeping. It's not like doom and gloom. Like he's giving a good narration for it. But yeah, he's in an episode of The Last of Us, which pretty sure he won a shit ton of awards for that just that one episode. So as we can see, it just shows you the fact that when we dream, everyone we see in our dream is from people that we've seen through our life, multiple different people. People that you you just bump into, or people you see at school, or people you work can filter your dreams, filter your memories, with with these people. And it just feels, I do feel sorry for Chuck, because his parents died as a kid, one of his grandparents dies, his second grandparent dies, and there's this room upstairs at his grandparents' house he's not meant to go into. It's called the Coppola, which to me was like, an Australian. We don't really have Coppolas. I was like, okay, that's, you gotta go to the third room in the house. He goes to this, and this room is basically no man to go in there. His grandparent was like, no, Mark Hamill was like, no, can't go in there. And it's just a room just showing the fact that he can see that it's not haunted. Haunted isn't the right word, but it's very allude to the fact that you can see someone's death in it. You can see a kid down the street die, his wife die, and see his own death. And then when Chuck goes up in there, finally at the end of this movie, he goes up there, he sees his own death, kind of like a warped, twisted sense, which is definitely Stephen King all over it. So it's a beautiful film that is a little bit dark, but it's one of those films that make you think on, make the most of life, don't get stuck. It's beautifully shot. Tom Hiddleston does a great job, everything around it. So yes, the film is shot in reverse, but by the time you get to the end of it, it just all falls in place like dominoes. It just goes fantastic. It's good. Yeah, it's got a stellar cast with all of this. But there's some people I didn't even realize would pop up. But again, at the very start, maybe you think of like COVID times or the world going crazy, and then we have this ending, which is nice ending about his life. Where is it? Submuffin third. What did you think of the Narnia movies? First one good. I think the second one was average. I didn't get to a third one. I didn't get a third one. I don't think I watched the third one. I just remember the second one was average. The first one was good. And it's funny you actually do mention about the Narnia movies, because they are making a Narnia TV show moving forward with the same director who directed Barbie. So you can get ready for that. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it's a TV show, but yeah, it's coming out. So yeah, Life of Chuck, definitely. I know I've said this right. And because it's when I say it reminds me of Christopher Nolan, is because the reverse plot of it all. What you get at the very start to what you get at the very end, and it's just a very unique showing of three different ages of this one guy who, he is wonderful. He deserves to, deserves to be wonderful. He's got multiple multitudes, and of everyone in his life, how good he is, his family. And it's just all rolled into one. And when the movie finished, I was just sitting there going, okay, like, I really need to think about my life. But it's just one of those films that just make you think, and you just watch something and you're like, beautifully shot, beautiful story, great cast. And it's not one of those films that you chuck on for a good laugh or chuck on there for some really good action. This is a Saturday night flick that you sit and watch with your partner, and just a nice, wholesome movie, if you will. And going forward, going next and seeing what life can be, and enjoy every moment of it. Whatever it may be, whatever you do, just enjoy every single moment. And this is definitely one. It also won awards, this film as well. So, top recommendation. It's in theaters at the moment. Right now it's in Australia. It's in theaters the 20th of August for everywhere else. But definitely go check that out. So, ranters and rantettes. That is my review for the Life of Chuck. A big shout out to the Submuffin the Third, Andy, the Galactic Core podcast for coming past, and every single person for coming past. I appreciate that. And as always, if you haven't already, please generically like, subscribe. I love when people come past and we can chat about movies and TV shows and video games. That is my biggest passion. No chat about Alien Earth. No chat about Alien Earth just yet. I need to catch up on that, Andy. Most likely that'll be next week's episode. I want to talk about Alien Earth because all the reviews of that have been fantastic. Because I've been away, I've been twisted mailing it. I've been Dexter. I've been trying to catch up on a couple of movies as well, the premieres, and not to mention we've got another premiere next week. But Alien Earth is on. Alien Earth is on the radar because all the reviews have been fantastic, and I want to see what this is all about because people are rating it as highly as the first Alien, which made me think, what's this going to be about? Where can I find your merch? Andy, you can find my merch on Spring at the Lights Camera Rant shop. You also can find my link tree with a direct link. You can also find our merch shop on both our Instagram and Facebook. All together, good sir. It is on both of them. Definitely need to get your hats, your caps, T-shirts. You don't have to be like a NASCAR driver like me. We've also got some new merch that's arriving. I hope it's arriving. I hope it's arriving, to be honest. Andy, you know exactly what I'm talking about because, things take time. And it was really annoying. Things just take time, but definitely go check it. Definitely go check it out. We definitely, Andy, if you come back next week, we will be talking about Alien Earth, and I need to get you back on the podcast as well. Unfortunately, there's no Star Wars stuff for a while. So the Submuffin, that's wild. I saw the Alien Earth preview. It looks good. Yeah, hold on to that, man. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's my show to watch at the moment. It's set. I'm pretty sure it's set 2 years before Alien. I think it's Alien. Then 2 years later, Alien, and then I think it's even a year later. After that, we get Alien Romulus, and then get Alien 2. So everything's like this. Alien Romulus, Alien 2 is very close together. It's only a couple of years jump between all of them now. They're really focusing on that period of time, which I'm glad. I'm great because, Alien 3 was absolutely shit. And Alien 4 was weird, very weird. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure they also, I did see someone's comment that I do think that they also rewrite a little bit of Prometheus, Prometheus's logic and timeline, and also Alien Covenant as well. I think that also goes a little bit funny. They not rewrite it, but the canon. That's it. They fix the canon on it. So I'm very, very curious to see what's going to be on for that. So Alien Earth is my hot topic right now. It's terrible because Alien Earth, and then we got Peacemaker. So Andy, hopefully you can watch Peacemaker. Okay, I don't know where you saw Peacemaker the first season, but definitely go check that out. And also, speaking also about merch, anyone who does my merch, I do really appreciate it because whatever money we do go into that just goes right back into this podcast. It doesn't go anywhere else. I don't go buy coffee. I don't go buy anything. The money just goes straight back into the podcast and keeps the ball rolling for future and for more episodes. But thank you very much for subscribing to the Submuffin. I really appreciate it. And ranters, rantettes, as always, thank you very much for coming past this episode. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy rant.